Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of the MRL Cup Series here for race number 3 of the season, the race before the break. This is going to be a barn burner of a performance here. We are actually at Phoenix. Now, technically, we only raced Phoenix quite literally 3 races ago. This was the season finale here in season 2. Xander Zidell, a RS Meatwagon, was the winner here. However, I'm not quite sure what happened in quali. He wasn't here, so well, he wasn't able to put in a lap. But he is here. He is actually the 15th driver to actually join, and the 14th racer that we're going to be having. So with that, we have a lot to talk about here tonight. Couple of last place points earners for tonight is going to be Sauce. That is our championship leader so far. That is going to be a big to do here in the point standings, as well as Worst Cod. He is using up his second last place points in order to skip for tonight. Unfortunately, crap happens. So because of that, we are able to roll here. So let's go and set the timer loose. We're going to let everyone know that the timer is going. Timer going. GL at go. There we go. Bam. So with that, we have 30 seconds left to go here. 6 people watching. Thank you all so much for coming on out. It has been a pleasure to bring a race to you guys tonight. Bring some quality entertainment. And actually, one thing that I missed that I actually did not talk about, thank you everyone for the support here in the stream. We have 105 subscribers. Let's make the word out. MRL is a blast to race for. It's been my baby. Which, by the way, if you don't know my name personally, it is Private Patton. Thank you all so much for coming on out and watching and racing. I know some people like to listen on in order to, see what I have to say and all that, and for actual racers here themselves, maybe get a little strategy tip going into this. So let's take a look at this and see how the qualifying order is going to go off here. So we do have Cyber on pole. That is right here. That is our, I guess, runner-up in the championship so far this season. So he is looking to have a strong start here. But don't look now. Liv Morgan fan, his best career start so far in Saturdays. So close to getting pole. But outside row is actually P3 of Packers back down here, with P4 being Just Ken. A lot of these guys can actually go and have a strong race here. Because Phoenix is a very technical track, tire wear is going to be important. Some people will be pitting here in stage 1. And also, we've seen plenty of times tire wear be the factor that will make or break some races. So as we go right here, Cyber is going to be our, I guess, main star right here, going right here, and we are green. That number 8 Chevy Camaro, everyone guiding themselves below the dogleg, and you can see really a lot of people as well kind of banging a little bit of bumper, nothing too crazy here in turn 1. Everyone taking it really really short, really steady. Now, one thing I may point out here is the possibility of people kind of, just kind of backpedaling here, not really trying to push a whole lot here, because, like I said, in stage 1, we're looking at a very high tire wear track here. So because of that, these guys may be really just kind of pushing themselves or kind of holding themselves back. Looks like the 22 almost clipped the wall right here. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, the 1 here. Maybe that was by design in order to come up here. But, oh, he is really into deep traffic right here. Everyone all out of sorts. That is going to be the biggest thing. And just, that is a prime example right there of everyone just cutting the dog leg right there. Everyone trying to do their best to really avoid each other. And exactly right there, kind of ping-ponging his way around. That is exactly what I'm talking about. But that 8 is looking really strong up here. That 95 as well. But don't look now, 00 as well. The top 3 guys here are looking to be really strong here in this opening stint. In fact, actually, all of these guys are actually in the top 5 of the standings. So actually, I'm going to pull up the standings right here. Cyber goes really wide right here. That may actually allow the 95 to clear, and he will come on up the track. The track is his. Oh, very hard blocking. The 8 is going to have to give try around the top side here, but the 95 is going to hold that bottom right there. And because of that, what's going on, Denke? What's going on, Agent Orange? He is going to lose a spot to the 95. Liv getting his first lap led of the night. The 00 though, his first race with us was last week at Justin, so he's 15 in the standings right here. 218 back, but very early on in this season. And look at that. Going on down, the 8 is going to be pushed out of the way a little bit. Same thing with the 24. Oh, going on down. Oh, a little bit of contact being made in. Oh, and the 8's in the wall. And he is going to have to regroup again here as the 24 is just going to say, thank you so much. I'm going to take that spot. Basically, making sure that everyone else is kind of staying out of his way as he is marking his way to the front. Liv, though, in the 95 is starting to pull away from the 00 a little bit. What can Liv do here? Very interesting here. I guess I'll just say, very timid personality here, Liv. Very soft-spoken. But he has been improving. We saw him in Sportsman last season really come out and get his first podium at the Charlotte Roval. So he can actually go and have a strong performance. Came so close to getting the win, and he's looking for the win here tonight, being P1 so far. I know it's earlier in this race and a long way to go, but maybe we can have something happen here. Xander is currently, I think, in P10 right now. Yeah, I do believe so. The 19 of Joshua Jaguar as well, joining us here tonight. Here's the 2 of Deathstorm as well. I'm looking at him to have some good tire save strats, because all of this, apologies, Xander's actually in P9 right now. But yeah, have some good tire save strats here in Stage 1, because like I said, this is going to be the major tire save race, or stage here, as opposed to Stage 3 as well. So, because of that, we're just kind of going on through the field right here. Here's the 11 of Keith, as well, having a strong start to his season at Daytona just a few races ago. Currently, Keith is sitting P8 in the standings, 86 points back, and he is definitely one to watch as well, because a lot of these guys that you may be like, oh, you know, they're not really necessarily a top front of the front of the field contender. These are the tracks that equalize the field. By the tire save tracks, these guys are the ones to watch out for. They are the most dangerous. So the 11 of Keith, the 22 of Joyrides, the 2 of Deathstorm, I'm looking at these guys to really go on out and make a showing here as we move on through this stage. Which, speaking of, our in-race streamer tonight is going to be Bassbuck, so thank you so much for being the only streamer, apparently, with us tonight. 27 laps to go in this first stage, and like I said, you are going to be really pushing your luck here. It is technically, you are able to go this entire way in terms of fuel, but tires is going to be the big question. And you can see that right here in the 47, he is P7 right now. Well, just in front of the 14 of Bad For You. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Not a whole lot of people are taking the dog leg. That is indicative of, to me, of drivers that are saving their stuff. You may not think it, but it is actually a proven fact that it will take away about a grand total of like 7% across the entire run. I know that may not sound like a lot, but these guys, every percent matters. So like the 19, he's still taking the dog leg. He's going to run out of tire quickly, or quicker than his competitors around him, because of him cutting that track. And that's just because you are heating up the tires by hard turning left in order to avoid the straight line dog leg here. So Mike G as well, not taking the dog leg. In fact, you can just see a single file line just in front of him right there. Everyone just kind of playing nice. Everyone just kind of rolling with each other. 12 people watching. Thank you all so much for coming on out and supporting the race here. I'm definitely looking to see if any of the Monday guys are coming on through to see what they have in store for their competition, because there are some drivers that are pulling double duty here. Of course, last week, the one of RS Meat Wagon, Xander, was actually our sweep. He was able to win both Auto Club races, and he hates that track, so I'm not sure how he did it, but he did. But Definitely. Some of the double duty drivers can go and get the win both here tonight as well as Phoenix here on Monday. And that will definitely carry some momentum as we go on break for the holidays after this week. 2-week break, one for Christmas, one for New Year's. Duh. So yeah, everyone is looking for a little bit of momentum here going into the 2-week break. And definitely who I'm looking at right here is the top four who have kind of broken away from the rest of the field. Looks like Just Ken was actually able to snap the lead here from the 95 of Liv. Looks like, but very curiously though, neither one of them are opting to skip the dogleg. They're taking it, which is really weird for me, considering that they may actually have to pit. Ooh, very loose, and that is what I'm very concerned about if I am these two right here, knowing just how these races go, how competitive your drivers can be. By them taking the dog leg, I'm a little bit more worried about it. As they are really pushing their stuff, they're not really worrying about tire wear. They're just kind of going for it. So right here, we do have one person already in the pit lane. I'm not actually sure who is there. Let's take a gander. Kind of going through the field. Give me a second. We have one person on the pit. That is the 22 of Joyrides. Unfortunately, he is a DNF. Oh no! The 22 of Joyrides is unfortunately out of this race. The 2 of Deathstorm as well. Getting into the wall. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Yeah, the 22 of Joyrides unfortunately lagging on out of this race. We're going to take a look and see if he says anything in the Discord. I'm not quite seeing anything yet. Maybe that was just a lag out. Oh, hopefully it wasn't. I mean, you hate to see it whenever that happens. Drivers lagging out like that. But, as some would call it, that's a spot. Drivers are... one man's trash is another's treasure. So by actually going out and doing that, he is now going to be, or everyone else is guaranteed 13th and above. There was 14 drivers turning laps here tonight, with 2 of them being last place points. Or sorry, not 2 of those. 2 additional being last place points, so 16 total points paying positions here. And currently, even though Joyrides only was able to complete about 20 laps of this race, he was actually able to go out and score a good finish here. Good points. We also have Just Ken pitting, so that is what I was talking about with everyone just kind of come on down. The 19 as well is coming on down as well. The 2 is coming off pit road, so I guess never mind on that pit strategy part. But yeah, a lot of these guys are, you can see, are really starting to fade here in this run. The 3 is starting to save his stuff back here. Don't look now, that number 3 of Packers can actually go out and have a strong run here. He knows exactly how to win in the Cup Series. He is a 2-time winner in the MRL Cup Series here. In Phoenix, he came so close because of tire save, and that is actually what won him the race at Kentucky for his 2nd career win. So this 3 is always a contender at these high tire wear tracks. But as they come around again, we'll see how many laps to go this time. But yeah, definitely, these guys, I'm really concerned. Here's the 00. He's going to be really pushing his luck here, trying to get back as many laps as possible. Tire save, like I said, is the aim of the game here in the first stage. Second stage, not so much. You basically are just kind of going for broke and seeing where it goes. And I just totally missed how many laps to go. So when they come around again, we're going to do it again. So the 00 is already pit. Our leader is now the 95 of Liv, just in front of the 24 and the 8 of Cyber. It is 13 to go here in the first stage, and it is going to be very touch and go for some of these drivers. The 95 of Liv, like I said, having the start of his life. The 24 of Baseball Kid and the 8 of Cyber, both previous winners. So of course they know how to get it done here in MRL. And I like I said, it's going to be touch and go for some of these drivers, but all of these drivers are veterans in some degree. Maybe not so much in MRL, but in period. They can actually, they know as well that the strats for Phoenix are very touch and go. You really have to be on your A game here for the first stage. And this is actually one of those things that you didn't really have to worry about in seasons past, because this is the first season that we actually have stages on for these guys. So because of that, a lot of these guys are kind of just flying by the seat of their pants here. And that's not necessarily a bad thing as well. Like I said, Just Ken, he's here to just prove a point. He is really come on down. Here comes the 11. Unfortunately, he will not be able to make it. There goes Just Ken, who has DNF from this race. The one who is, I'm sure, saving a little bit of stuff right here, 10 to go in the first stage. Now, this battle for the lead is going to be interesting, because the 24 and the 8 are both not taking the dog leg. Like I said, that means they're saving their stuff. The 95 has. So I'm assuming the 95 can't make it. But I've been wrong before, and I'm wrong a lot of times. So I'm actually very curious as to what the 95's plan is going to be here, as we are just ticking off these laps. Very short lap times here at Phoenix, mind you. We were looking at around 26-second lap times, roughly. Like I said, not a lot of people can make it, so it's going to be very curious as to who can and who won't. The 24 baseball kid really swinging from side to side right there, and that's actually just going to be a little bit of that tire there. The 8 as well, trying to get that high, wide, and handsome line going. The 11 of Keith as well, coming off of the pits right there. Very tip of the hat driving to him, knowing that he doesn't have to worry about that. Bassbuck, very crucially though, is coming on down for his stop. And so as we are looking and shuffling through the field here, a lot of these drivers are coming at a crossroads. We are only 7 to go here in this first stage. 7 laps. Are you making it or are you not? Are you in or are you out? Now, this isn't the end of the race if these guys are going to be pitting here. Again, that's not by all means the end of their race. However, it is going to be very crucial for a lot of these guys in order to have at least a backup plan should they not be able to make it. Like the 19 of Josh Jaguar here, definitely trying to make this work. If you're anything, you're taking rights. Let's see here, as we're just kind of cycling through the field. Here is the our front runners here. The 24, the 8 is really, they're hounding that 95 right here to try and get that pass. Like I said, this is the stage win at stake right here. The 8 probably needs the points the most because he is the closest in terms of the championship. But like I said, anything is possible here in this late run here. The 95 got a little loose. That 24 is going to be on top of him. That is the preferred line here going into 3 and 4. Earlier on the grass, goes to 24, and then 95 is going to have to run a very compromised line. That 24 carrying that momentum all the way through the front stretch. Oh, a little bit of contact being made, a little bit of contact more. But that 24 should have the undercut right there. No, he doesn't. In fact, he loses a little bit of time. The 8 being very patient with him right there. Bassbuck is 1 lap down, so we are looking at 3 to go this time by. The 95 may be able to do this. I'm not quite sure how he did it, but he did. As I speak it into existence, the 95 goes and pits. Unfortunately, that means he is not going to be in winning contention here. Remember, this is the last lap for this. If you come on down with 2 laps to go, it is a penalty. So anyone coming on down, basically their hands are tied at this point. They have to make it or they're done. They have to go with a they're blowing tire just like that. Oh, the 24 just like that blows a tire, and the 8 is now going to be in danger because that 12, who has been saving this entire time, is going to be right behind him. Oh, I think that's a caution. And that will complete the stage. Oh my goodness, what happened? I'm not sure what brought out the yellow, but that did. There is going to be 9 people on the lead lap with Just Ken getting the lucky dog here. We're going to be taking a look at the Discord to see if anything has been said. Nothing quite yet. I'm not even sure what brought out that yellow, honestly. It probably was a result of the 24 spin, but I am not too sure. Now, obviously, everyone's going to be pitting here, and this is really going to be a battle for the lucky dog here between Bassbuck and, I do believe, Liv. So like I said, the 00 will get the lucky dog here, so they are very... Oh, that is what happened. The 1 in the 19 hit story square right after that. Very curious. Unfortunate for a lot of these drivers. Probably that was the best news for Liv that he has ever seen. Because actually, no, Liv was actually able to be on the lead lap here. Because of that, he is going to be able to just stay exactly where he is. That was perfect timing for our 95 right here. So now, because of that, everyone else is going to be battling for the lucky dog here. It looks like it is going to be between Bass and I'm not sure who else. I think it's just Bass right now. He is the only one lap down. Is the 19 absolutely had a little bit of back bumper in the 47 right there. So everyone here doing their damnedest here to try and just stay up in front of everyone. So currently, only the top 9 are on the lead lap, with Packers getting some crucial stage points there. In fact, I totally missed who are stage points earners here. So as we go back up to the front here, we're going to be taking a look at that. So let's go on board with Mike G, who is hounding our P2 here in order to for that to happen. Let's take a look at our stage results here. I apologize for missing that, ladies and gentlemen. So that was Cyber, Mike G, Story Square P3, Xander P4, Baseball Kid P5, Bad For You P6, Packers P7, Liv P8, Just Ken P9, and Bass Buck will get P10 despite being 1 lap down. So we're going to take a look and see if Bass actually saw what happened here on that yellow. So let's take a look at it. So we saw the 24 spin, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot of people wrecking. I only seen one person wreck, maybe a little bit of contact, but that's about it. Liv had the best luck there. They just took 2 to go. Liv was already on pit lane right there, and that definitely helped him on out. So I know that's enough of a wrap-up of stage 1 here. We have stage 2 to talk about. It's going to be a very lonely race for Bassbuck, as he is the only one lap down. He just basically can't screw up, or another person can't be lapped. He has to really just keep pace with his leaders here. A little bit, the story square getting sent up the road a little bit by the 95. No real harm or foul there. That's going to put the 88 story square back to P7. P8 currently is Packers into 3. I know this feels a little bit jumbled up here. Make that P9 is Packers, as Just Ken actually takes that spot there. This is how Phoenix goes right here. Everyone kind of slicing and dicing and slicing right here. The top 7, make that top 8, as Just Ken is really really closing in right here. The 8 Cyber is it's incredibly hard to pass, but I'd be worried if I see the entire pack immediately right behind you. So this is going to be very curious here, as 3 wide moment right here. The 14, the 12 getting into the 3 wide. They hold their own. Very close racing. That's going to come up and block the 24, the 95. Oh, and then 12 is going to slice it on down, but he's going to hold his own, the 95 as well. Holding that bottom side. He's going to take it 3 wide. He is. He's going to take it 3 wide here. And the 14 is probably going to back on out, knowing that he doesn't. Oh, no, he doesn't. 4 wide going into the first turn. That was a ballsy move by the 24, but it worked, as he was able to snipe not 1, not 2, but 3 positions there on that top side. Oh my goodness, what a move. But, though, this is going to be very curious, though, as that 00 is climbing on through the field. Now that we have that finishing stage done and over with, it is time to roll. This stage is going to be just a pure one-stop. It is a 55 lapper here, so you can cut it on down the middle. You can actually run it as long as you can. You can do whatever you want, but make sure that for everyone that is a lap plus down, You do not make a bad race worse. So currently, Basbuck is currently the only person one lap down. He has to maintain pace with the leaders just in case someone else gets lapped. Meaning, right now, P9 is Packers. If Packers gets lapped, suddenly we have a problem. There he is right here. The 3 of Packers currently is the last driver on the lead lap. And I know that's only the leader right there. But after a 55 lap stage, that is what Basbuck has to worry about, who is 2 cars behind him right there. So these guys have a lot to worry about. Speaking of a lot to worry about, that 00, I cannot talk about him enough, is climbing through the field. The 14 is going to look down low, but the 00 is going to just send it on in. Going to really how he can just charge the corner. Oh, the 95 gets loose. He's going to save it, though. He's going to lose a couple positions, but he is going to be pointing the right direction here. Very good move by him, and very interesting line by the 00. It really puts the 8 off kilter a little bit of contact, nothing too crazy. In fact, the 8 came on down to him. The 00 did nothing wrong there. He actually was just maintaining his line, and because of that, very interesting line by the 00 though, as he is just making his way up through the field. The P3 here, as a little bit of chaos behind, a little bit. Oh, the 8 is going to bounce off of the 14, and he is going to bounce back as well. Here is oh, hang on, trying to go on board with him. There he is. Now we're going to be under fire by the 95 and the 88 down below. So again, don't make a bad race worse, as he is now just trying to just stop the bleeding, and looks like he will, being here in P6. Now that may not be too bad here, but keep in mind, he was just leading a couple laps ago. The top 8 are in this front pack. Make that top 9, as Packers is just right behind. But as Xander is currently leading this race, the whole field needs to be on watch, because like I said, Xander has won this race. Out of the 3 times that we've been here, he has won this race 2 of those 3 times. So because of that, he has probably the most experience here out of anyone. Phoenix definitely, though, is one of those tracks that suits this number 1 car. But he has a lot of competition here. The 24 and the 00 are absolutely coming. The 24 as well, not leaving that 1's bumper right there. So Baseball Kid can actually have maybe something for this 1. So as we go on board with our mid-pack battle right here, the 8, trying to climb on past the 12, but the 88 is going to find a little bit of space right there. A little bit of wall by the 8, nothing too crazy. I'm sure, though, the 8 is just like, come on, man, just come on, let it be. But we're going to be looking at and seeing how this race will go. So let's take a look from. Let's actually go on board with Mike G for a hot second. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm going to be 100% real with y'all. I was taking a break because I wanted to stat check myself. Yes, okay, out of the previous times that we have been here, I get stat checked so often. I was like, you know what, I better just stat check myself before I just make myself look like a fool. So we have, this is the 4th time of being here. Xander has won this race 2 other times. The other one, very surprisingly, has been Mo Power Cat, UK Wildcats. in case you don't know that name. So, because of that, he is, those are the other 2 drivers here. As we have another DNF, Deathstorm, calling it a night here. With that, there is now 12. So, Deathstorm is going to be taking, a little bit of beating and banging back here by the 24 and the 00. As we are looking at, let's actually go on board with that, because this is battle for P2. Looks like the 00 will finally have it. The 24 is going to have to just settle for P3. We saw a little bit of beating and bumper banging right there, but we are back at it here, just trying to maintain pace. But no, the 00 goes wide. The 24 is going to have another shot at it. Going into turn 3 right here, we're going to be taking a look at now the 14 trying to go underneath the 24. And meanwhile, this 1 is just saying, hey, thank you so much, man. I will just take that lead. That is the battle for P2 right here, and it's still raging. The 00 is running a compromised line. He can't run the line that he wants to, especially with his tires wearing the way they are. Oh, the 14 is going to get loose. He's going to hit the wall. He's going to get grinding the inside right there. The 14 of Bad For You is going to be going all the way back to P8, getting loose off of that corner. Oh my goodness, as the 8 and the 00 looks like got off of turn 4 really tight, as the 00 bouncing off of the and he's going to be spinning right there. Oh my goodness, bad to worse. Trying to go on board with that. Oh, that is a caution. We saw the 3 get into it right there. Oh my goodness, let's take a replay. We're spinning around so fast. The 00, this may be the worst nightmare for some of these drivers because we are not halfway through the stage. This is basically going to be a tire save race over again if you are not watching out. So let's take a look and see what happened here. We were watching the 00 versus the 24. Let's kind of skip ahead a lap because it is coming up through this lap right here. The 00 gets forced out of the groove, and he gets into the wall, and he spins because of that, because he bounces off the 12, and we were looking on through right there, and Netcode actually hit the 3, as the 3 from our POV was nowhere near the 00, but clapped the 00 in response. So because of that, the stage is reset, and we are back to it again. Oh, we also have Bad For You live as well, so let's take a look at that, seeing what we have here. Bouncing back with this first lap here, the 1 now with the point, on point I should say, trying to move forward here. Bassbuck is now back on the lead lap. That is the best news that he's had all day. So with that here, the top 10 is now back on the lead lap. I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place here, so apologies for that. So Bad For You, P7, Bassbuck P10, as he is now back on the lead lap. Now, crucially, this will allow one of our 2 drivers back here, either Joshua Jaguar, as, oh my goodness me, the 14 looks like, oh my goodness, that is going to be another caution. Let's see what happened here. So it looks like coming off the corner, oh, major lag by the 12, and because of that, it is going to be all chaos from that. So that is what happened there. Big lag spike by the 12, and we're getting some Discord notifications. Let's take a look at that. 88 lagging bad. So there we go. So because of that, yeah, 88 is lagging bad. Oh, I'm not sure why we're on the 2 right there. But the 88 was lagging. That is why the 12 as well kind of lagged back. So no harm, no foul for a lot of these guys, but some drivers are going to take the advantage here and only take 2. Looking at Bassbuck and Just Ken right here. The 19 also lost connection. Oh my goodness, we just had a lag spike, and the 19 is out of the race. So now this, unfortunately, just may be a server issue at this point. We just had another driver DNF. We're not even through stage 2 yet, so 11 remain out of this race, and because of that, this may be a big to-do here for a lot of these guys. We heard that the 88 is lagging. We saw the 12 lag on back from the 14's perspective. And because of that, oh my goodness, Keith is probably loving this right here, as he is now going to be back on the lead lap after this stage. Possibly getting stage points too. Possibly getting a top 10. We'll have to see though if we have another person lag on out of this race. So we have our 3 DNFs. There is the 22 who's going to finish P14 here. Deathstorm P13 and P12 will belong to Joshua Jaguar. Very unfortunate for those guys. But now as the field is bunched back up again, hopefully lag doesn't strike for another time, as we are now looking at stage 2. How many laps to go this time? We'll have to find out here in a quick second. 19 laps to go in stage 2. We still have one more stage after this. The one is going to be really out of sorts. I'm not quite sure if that is server lag right there or not, because you saw the one kind of swiggle right there. A little bit of back bumper action to the 00. The 47 is going to allow to go on by. We're going to be 4 wide going into the dog leg of 95, backing out at the last possible second. The 00 is still going to be 3 though. A little bit of touch by the 95, setting up the track. He's going to immediately bounce back right there. One of the only opportunities where we see wall popping actually be a benefit. The 47 of Bass is going to actually really guard his position right there. The 24 is going to be aggressive as well, trying to gain all of these stage points here. The 95 making his way back forward after having a little bit of a mediocre beginning of stage 2 here, going into turn 1 with 17 laps to go. He's going to go up top. The 1 is going to look down low. The 47 is going to go on by, and there we go. The 00 is going to get a little loose right there. Can you join me in the booth? Yeah, give me 1 hot second. Let me get everything all set up as we see almost a 3-wide battle right here as well. So let's go on board with our Pulsar Cyber, and I'll be right back. So as we wait for Joshua Jaguar to join us right here, we're just kind of go through the running order as we just see a big 3-wide battle in the back. I'm trying to go on board with it. The 14 getting into a 3-wide, people backing out at the last possible second. He is going to have the position here going into turn 3. The 12 of Mike G a little bit aggressive here. The 00 is going to take a 3-wide the crossover, but that was a little bit of server lag right there. Excellent move by him. Joshua Jaguar, you got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got a copy. I'm actually having to watch from the YouTube point of view, but this has been some awesome racing tonight, guys. I mean, it's like I've been here. It was the servers that were acting up, so that was kind of what ruined the 19's car tonight. But overall, it's been great racing tonight, y'all. If y'all have not hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button hit the channel. So it means so much for y'all to support the channel.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Just making sure your voice is always on always allowed, correct? So the stream can hear you?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to watch from a little bit of a I guess delay. But yeah, tell us about how the racing has been from the cockpit down there, because unfortunately, as you said, your night had to come to an end earlier rather than later. Yeah, how was the racing down there?
It was actually pretty fun. I mean, that early stage what cost us right there is like everybody was saying, not hitting that dog leg right there. I think that's what cost us right there in the first stage. But other than that, the racing was intense right there, especially up in the top 5, especially with the Toyotas. The Toyotas are actually running good, and that's the biggest thing right there. When you get 12, 14 guys like right here at Phoenix, and you see the one going down right there battle with the 47. Everybody's got their own ideal line here at Phoenix. It's a driver's track, and most people would not say that, but to me, it's a driver's track. You got to drive the track like you stole the track, actually.
Oh, and we've seen that a couple times out of some of these drivers, like the 24 right there. I know you're going to be on the delay, so you're going to be seeing this a little bit later. The 24, just getting past the 1, getting P2 out of that. The 1 who has been our most recent Phoenix winner. He's won out of the 3 previous times we've been here in the league. He's won 2 of those 3 races. So the 1 definitely knowing how to win here at Phoenix, as he is now shuffled back to P3. Slow start for him earlier in the stage. He was a little bit late to qualifying, but he earned some good stage points in stage 1. But the thing is, Josh, we're only in stage 2. This is still not even in stage 3 yet.
No, I mean, the one that you got to watch out is that 95. I mean, that 95 has been there right there, and that's the key right there. You got to be patient here. Once you can get through the first 2 stages and go into that last stage, you got what you've already set your car up to what it's going to be like. Are we going to have a long green flag one, or are we going to have what we had early in the stage 2 and at the end of stage 1, someone blowing a tire like the 24 did off of 2 right there. So you basically have to watch how you can go into 1 and 2. You can ride that bottom line, and hopefully you don't hit that pit lane. And that's what some of the drivers are trying to do, but they're also wanting to ride that middle and that high grade to get that exit speed off.
And that's what we're really seeing from the 24. In fact, by you doing that, by you running to run that high side in order to get that momentum, you're actually leaving yourself open to someone just kind of charging the corner here. We're watching on board. I know we're watching the 1 right here, but in the back, the 88 was actually doing that for a hot second. He's now in P6. But look at this wad. Everyone up here, the top 8 is all in this front pack, and one mistake could mean losing the lead and going all the way back to P8.
Now, see, the 47 had that right line, and he kind of drifted up a little bit, but he knew that he had somebody on his right side right there. So, I mean, that's a blind spot right there, especially if you're on the roof camera. That's your blind spot right there. You can't not see that right side as good as you would on the further back if you're driving from the third person view right there. So you're basically stuck to one view, and you cannot see your blind side on your right side right there.
Yeah, speaking of the blind side, the 24 is going to get loose. I know you're going to see this on a little bit of a stream delay. The 24 gets loose coming off of turn 2, and that is going to completely obliterate his stage. Oh my goodness, he's not going to fall out of the top 10, but he is going to go from leading the race to all the way back in the P10. Let's go on board with Liv Morganfan here, who is now putting the pressure on the 1. So here with 2 laps to go, mind you.
Well, watch out for that 95, because the 95 goes down low right there. He's going to take. He's going to
get loose off of turn 4 or off of turn 2. Oh my goodness! Let's get off of these guys. We don't want to commentators curse these guys here. So the 1 is going to have a huge gap. With 1 to go in this stage right here, we have a little bit of battling for P2. Let's go on board with that. That is Cyber versus the 47. Cyber, our 2-time Cup Series champ, with the 47 of Bassbuck right here, trying to make his way as the 00 gets loose off of turn 2 as well. Going on through to for the last time, the 1 of Xander is going to get the stage, and the 47 is going to get P2. Oh, there's going to be calamity off in the corner. Oh, people are going to be wrecking. Oh, but they're across the line anyway. Oh, my goodness me. Our in-race streamers, though, are going to get P2 and P8 off of that stage. Very unfortunate for the 10 of baseball kid there at the end. And, it looks like it was a little bit of contact that resulted in the spin between the 1 and the 24. Oh, I didn't see that, but hey, you know what? Xander of the 1 is owning up to it here. So I guess every POV is different. I mean, what happened with the 00 and with the 00 and the 3 in order to cause that most recent caution. On our screen, the 3 didn't even hit the 00. I guess the servers are just acting up. It wasn't like that in stage 1, Josh.
Nah, it wasn't like that, but now since it's get with the servers, it's going to be how far can you relax a little bit watching everybody, and that's the thing right there. So, I mean, the 00, I give this guy credit. My first time racing with the 00, this guy is quick, so he has to be patient right now going into this final stage right here.
And speaking of going into being patient, the 24, Josh, I don't know if this ever happened to you, did not hit double X. He did not pit after this most recent stage. And because of that, he is going to have to pit here in this stage right here. We're going to be on board with him going on through. Very unfortunate. That will, unless he gets a lucky yellow, will take him out of contention.
Yeah, big break for him. I mean, that's the biggest thing right there. You have to understand the stages right here. You have to understand how far you can push your fuel, your tires, and the 24 made a mistake. He should have pitted right there with everybody. Yeah, it was a big shoot for it, but y'all seen what happened. It beat him right there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But looking at the rest of the race here, everyone has now done playing nice. You can see the 14 hitting the 12 a little bit out of the way. I don't think that was intentional by any means, because you can see how low he's getting right there. He's trying to just make the pass. We're on board with the 00 right now, who is all the way back in P8, mind you. So we have the top 10 all right here. P9 is Keith. Keith, like I said, is probably one of the underdogs here going into this race. He actually literally came to me just before the race and was just like, "Hey, you know what preset do I run? I'm at a loss. Phoenix, I am lost around this joint." And because of the time that he put in, he is steadily making his way through the front. He's in P9 right now. Now, don't mind you, it was also helped with a little bit of lag out situations. But hey, because of this, as long as he just minds his P's and Q's, and we go green here, because of Baseball Kid's unfortunate mistake, he may be able to snag a top 10 out of this.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the gloves come off now. You're in the final stage, gloves come off. It's like, okay, we understand we're representing the two captains right here. The gloves come off. The captains are going to deal with their drivers after the race to a certain extent. If they see something that they did, they're going to address that to the team right there. All right? Gloves off right now, guys. Let's be nice to everybody. Let's be courtesy to the other team. We're all here for one reason, to have fun, to race. And this 00 is doing everything, including the 14. I mean, I'm glad to have the 14. Some of the Fords with me as the team, but we cannot count out both teams being in the hunt for this race right here.
Yeah. Speaking of being in the hunt, look at this. The 95 was finally able to get past the 8 here, but unfortunately for them, by them battling, the 1 has been scooting away. He is gone. He checked out. In fact, let's go on board with the 1 here for a second. To kind of just show the gap. So here, I know you're on a delay, but here is the gap between first and second. The 95 was able to finally get it, but I think the damage is done at this point. And this, as you said, Josh, this is the final stage, and there's not a whole lot of time for these guys to close the gap. I mean, they have to be picture perfect here.
That 95 has to block everything now. He has to focus on trying to catch that 1. If he wants to get the blue on black, their first win, he's going to have to focus and block out everything. This is when gloves come off right here.
Exactly.
He is not going to try to do anything intentionally. He's going to just get up to the 1, butter him up a little bit, be like, hey, I'm right here. Let's race hard. Let's go ahead and break away from these two, away from the rest of the pack. So this is his intention is trying to catch that one. Then when he catches up to him, he's going to butter him up a little bit. Be like, hey, sorry, I got to go for this win right here.
Of course. I think, I don't know, if Josh, if you heard the Liv story. He came in last season on Monday, starting the Sportsman Series, which is our nickname for the Truck Series. Of course, we do rotating systems here for series. So last Monday was the Truck Series. Now it's expanding. So he was there on Monday, and he got his first podium at the Charlotte Roval. He has gone on record saying that, hey, I'm a road course guy. He wants to come on out and perform at the road courses, and he did. He got his first podium at the Charlotte Roval in the Truck Series. Now, he's still looking for his first career win. And honestly, I mean, like right now he's in P2. He's in good shot, because if that one makes a mistake, I mean, hypothetically, like speeding on pit road, clapping the wall, and spinning, just anything under God's green acre here, he can actually snipe a win out of this.
Exactly. I mean, I don't race Monday nights. I'm more of a full-time Saturday night guy. But, I mean, hey, y'all never know. I might be able to come in one Monday night to see how everybody looks, and probably pick out the prospects that I want for when we go into the other season. But yeah, y'all heard it from the Jaguar. Yes, I'll probably make maybe 2 races. Probably depends on PVT right here. Depends on what track he talks me into coming in, and be like, hey, let's show these guys how to race. Yeah, I'm waiting for the invite to ask me 2 races to come in to be one of the ones to prospect, to watch some of these prospects. But hey, these guys are good on Monday nights. I ain't gonna lie, these guys are good. But actually, hey, guess who's catching the one?
I was just about to say that. And well, speaking of good, the 95 is actually catching the one here. Now, the 95, I will say though, is starting to look a little squirrely coming off of turn 2. So, I mean, I know, and we have a line of other racers to talk about. So let's start wrapping up for the 95 and let him focus, because I know he listens to the stream. As long as he actually just minds his P's and Q's, he will be absolutely fine. Position change though, back here for P10, P9, I apologize, is now the 3 of Packers, and now the 11 of Keith goes and swaps. So both previous winners, the 00 as well, getting all out of sorts. Actually, never mind, the 00 must have got into some kind of issues, because he's back here as well. I'm not sure what happened with him, but now this is all the way back here. So make that the battle for P7, which was Packers. So P7 is out Packers, P8 being Keith, P9 being Just Ken. So here we go here, just kind of cycling on through. Story Square making his way up into P4 with Cyber there in P3 completing the podium. We are closing in on pit stops though for the final time here. We have 41 to go. On fuel, of course, you are good to go after this lap. Tires is going to be the big thing. And Josh, when do you expect these guys to be coming on down for their final stop of the night?
Well, I got my little thing right here. You can only run 40 laps on a tank of Sunoco fuel here at Phoenix. I would be calculating with 40 laps to go. Say, if we got 25 laps to go and you're about 10 laps of fuel left, I'd say go ahead and pit, because that fresh fuel, fresh Ford Goodyear tires, and a slight adjustment. Depends on how she's handling. If she's handling a little bit loose, I'd go up on the wedge a little bit and adjust the tire pressures to where you're not burning that right rear. The opposite could be for your front runners. They could be liking their car, but they want to add a little bit more bite to it. So, possible, loosen it up a little bit or tighten it up a little bit. It varies on some of these drivers. Some drivers are running a 7, to a 5 to a 6. Depends on if they're on a controller or on a wheel. So it varies on the 2 sliders right there.
Well, and that is going to be very interesting as we go later and later into this race. position change, as we saw there live. The 88 makes the pass on the 8, puts Cyber back into P4. Batswick there still in P5. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting because, of course, running on new rubber, you are going to be just blitzing your competition in terms of pace. However, you're going to fall off faster because then you'll have the overcut people coming in, people that pit after you, because then their tires are going to be new, and you'll be seeing them starting blitzing you. So it's a give and take here. Honestly, the one's probably in the best position right here because he can actually observe, and he has a good enough gap that should the 95 undercut him, he can respond in the next lap, and he won't lose enough time. So we're on board the one right here. We're not looking at people probably coming on down anytime in the next couple laps. I see no one even thinking about pitting here. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting as we are just kind of cycling on through looking for battles. Probably the best battle on track right here is for P3. Story has it. The 8 wants it. But yeah, I honestly think you want to run it out for as long as possible here. So I have two different POVs right now, and their lowest tire is 27, 27 on both. So both of these guys are going to be roughly coming on down at roughly the same time. And we're probably looking at probably another maybe 5 or so laps for these guys. Should they run out?
I would say no later than about, give and take, about 6 more laps to go. And pay attention to that right side right there. That's the biggest thing that everybody says. Pay attention to your rights right there. If you're burning your rights, you have to can't go through that dog leg. Save the tires right now. That's the biggest key here.
Exactly.
And also pay attention to 1 and 2 bouncing off the wall right there. That is the key right there. And it had been done throughout the entire race, but you can also blow a tire. That was probably the biggest thing that everybody's thinking in the back of their mind, especially the 24 after that blowout in the first stage right there. That was probably what he was thinking, like, I can't have another tire go out on me now, so I have to be careful.
Exactly. Position change again. The 8 was actually able to get around the 88 again, moving him back into the podium spots. Now the 47 is putting pressure on the 88 to try to get into P4 here. Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, or behind these guys, goes the 12 who has caught these guys, who is now all within spitting distance of P2 here. So as the one who has yet to put a foot wrong, I mean, obviously, we still have 31 to go. Something can happen. Who knows what's going to happen here? The battle for P2 is on, as we see 5 drivers all within distance of one another of getting it. Position change, though, back here. The 3 of Packers makes his way up into P7. So that goes P7 of Packers, P8 of Bad for You. So that is a position change there. Keith as well losing a spot for P9 and P10, putting Keith into P10. And that is our field as baseball kid still kind of by himself looking to get. Oh, we have people pitting. There goes the 88 and the 47, both pitting this time. So these are the first ones to come on down. So they will get the undercut here as they are just going to be blitzing the field, trying to get in front of their competition by running faster laps.
Well, if you run fast early when you get them fresh tires, then after about when it starts getting around 5-6 laps to go, you got to save them tires because them tires burn out quick right there. So that's going to be everybody's mojo right there. That's going to be the biggest thing right there.
Looks like Liv also came on down. Here he is. I know you're on delay, so you'll see it here in a second. The 95 coming on down this time, so he is making his final stop of the night, trying to undercut his competition. Probably reacting, honestly, to the 47 and the 88 coming on down. Still, though, the 8 and the 12 not coming on down. Neither is the 1. So... oh, actually, never mind. The 1 actually did come on down this time. So the 1 has already pit. So I mean, of course, we don't want to see a person's speed, but I'm sure everyone else everyone else in the field probably does. The 8 looks like it's going to come on down this time. Very hitting that mark, but the 12 misses pit road. Oh, he was supposed to pit that time, but he misses pit road. I'm trying to go on board with him. The 12 will have to go around again, and all of that time that he was going to gain is lost.
Now, as a team owner for that right there, since he is part of my team, I would tell him brush it off, get back into it next time. Just wipe that out, because it happens to everybody. So,
yeah.
But if pay attention how the one is driving Phoenix, he's got this track figured out, so he knows when to let out and the gas, let it rotate, and tap the brakes a little bit. If we would just ride with him, you could actually see how he's doing all this, right? Because the one's got this track down pat right here. If you see how his entries and exits off, he has got this track figured out to the T right here.
And that is true. Like I said, out of the previous 3 times we've been here, he's won 2 of them, and currently he's on par to go 3 for 4. So, hey, you know what? More power to you. He's got this. Currently, though, our leader is the 3 of Packers, and so he will get 5 bonus points for leading lap. And now the leader will be the 11 of Keith, who will get his 5 bonus points for leading a lap. So excellent job by both of those drivers staying out to get 5 bonus points there. There is a benefit to doing that, Josh. I don't know if you realize, but we use a combination of stage points as well as Winston Cup points, which include 5 points for leading a lap.
Hey, that's a good thing for the team right there. I mean, hey, it's showing that the mixer of Fords and Chevys mixed around 2 teams on Saturday nights right there. That's determination right here. And,
of course.
I mean, this is one thing I like about. I'm happy to be a team captain right here, but these guys are so dominated right here. And yeah, guys, I'm sorry for 3 weeks of not being here, but taking some personal time away for right now. Now I'm ready to get back. I'll be back here for the full season. So, like I could be up here in the booth on Monday nights. It depends. If I'm not racing, if PV gives me a race like at Michigan, then I will be at Michigan for Monday nights. But unfortunately, it's up to him if he wants me in the booth on Monday nights, because I'll definitely love to be up here with him.
Well, I mean,
on Monday nights.
We can talk about that after. How about that?
Man, we got a good battle right here between the 95 and the 88, I believe.
Yep, the 88 has made the pass already on that. Because remember, he is on fresher tires. He pit later than these 2. So he is on slightly fresher tires, mind you, but fresher tires nonetheless. So that puts the 47 of Bassbuck into P2 here, with Liv now in P3. Storage score putting back P4. Currently, the 1 of Xander has a mammoth lead. In fact, you can't really see him in comparison to where our P3 entrant is. He is coming off of turn 2, as Xander in the 1 is entering turn 3. That is just the lead that he's put up. He's not put a foot wrong so far in this race. And now the big thing that is going to come out of this whole race, honestly, as we're just kind of cycling on through, here's the 800 of Just Ken, is after all of this being said, we're going to be watching Baseball Kid as he's just behind the 1. The battle that could have been, I will tell you that, if the 24 was able to pit there at the end of the stage, is the point situation here at the end of the day. Xander, entering this race, is 35 points behind the championship leader of Sauce. Now, Sauce took last place points, so while he's not out of the championship hunt by any stretch of the imagination, he will not earn as many points as all these drivers here. In fact, he will earn 15th place points, which, in case anyone doesn't know, Winston Cup points is going to be the equivalent of 118 points. Okay? So, kind of just doing a little quick math here, as everyone is kind of cycling on through right now. If we finish the way we are right now, with the 1 of Xander in the lead and the 8 of... Oh, hang on. He's around here somewhere. Hang on. I'm sorry. He's around here somewhere. Trying to get to him. There's the 1. There's the 8 right there. The 8 of Cyber these guys will actually be really close to each other in terms of points, if not tied with one another. So, much like we've seen in seasons past, it's going to be the 8 versus the 1 here on Saturday nights for the title fight right now.
Hey, I mean, we got to choose our teams, and that team, he went for the good job. I was more playing laid back on that. So, but that's besides the point. We got a good race. We got a good race right here tonight, and we're riding on board with the 8 car.
Oh, I already swapped over to the 95 because the battle for P2 is on. So here's your driver of the 95 of Liv, moving on a big. He's already gotten P2 off of this, but he's now. I honestly, if you ask me, he's starting to burn out his stuff a little bit. The 47 and the 88 are still there, and they're still really putting the pressure on him.
Yeah, that 47 is knocking at the door right there. It's like, hey, I'm still right here. What we gonna do? Tango for a little bit, or I'm gonna have to pass you?
Shall we dance?
Yeah.
Kind of going over how many laps left here. We have 14 laps to go. Crossing the line now. 3 drivers out of this race. The P14 finisher will be Joyride's. P13 will be Deathstorm. P12 is our guest commentator right here, and Josh Jaguar. All 3 of these guys, unfortunately, having internet issues that spontaneously came out of nowhere in Stage 2 and have yet to resurface. So it was one of those weird spikes, unfortunately, because we haven't seen anyone else lag since. So these guys here are just kind of, unfortunately, sitting in P14, 13, and 12 based on happenstance. But the one of Xander Zidell, RS Meat Wagon, is our leader. P2 belonging to our person we're riding along with right here, Liv. The 47 of Bassbuck, P3. P4 is right behind in Story Square. P5 is the 8 of Cyber. Going on board with him for a hot second. There is Cyber. P6 is going to be Mike G in the 12. Let's go on board with him for a hot second. There he is. There is P6. P7 is going to be Packers, who's just behind him. So that could be a battle here for the ages. Keep in mind, the 12 will be a little bit farther in front of the 3 here, because the 12 missed pit road. It happens. Mistakes happen. We're human. But the 12 missed pit road, so there's P6 and P7 of the 3. P8 is going to be bad for you. There he is here in P8. P9 will be Just Ken. P10 will be Keith, as P11 of Baseball Kid will have to pit another time here, which is very unfortunate for him, as Baseball Kid was showing pace here in the long run. The battle that could have been, like I said.
Yeah. Well, happy holidays to all y'all watching.
Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, happy holidays. Like I said earlier in the race, we're gonna be taking a 2-week break after this for the holidays. Christmas first, and then New Year's after. Josh, how are you gonna spend it?
Oh, let's see. I got to work basically until next Friday, depending on if we get that snowstorm that they're calling from the arc from Tennessee and everything. Because since I'm in South Carolina, they're saying it's supposed to be real cold down here for that next weekend. But spending time with my son that was born in May, on May the 12th. So,
congrats.
Little update on this. I do have a 7-month-old, his first Christmas. So,
congrats.
We're going to be spending some time with family for next weekend, and of course, the weekend after, watching that Georgia and Ohio State game. So that's a big plus. The 31st, seeing Georgia beat Ohio State, and it's going to be Georgia and Michigan in the national championship game. So I got to go Dogs right there, y'all. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Out of curiosity, are you for Christmas, of course, are you a home-cooked meal, or do you go out for Chinese?
Oh, man, I like home-cooked meal. So with me just bypassing a kidney stone, sometime, I believe it was last night or this morning that I bypassed a kidney stone. So I'm looking for a good home-cooked meal next weekend. So I'm ready to pig out and drink some mixed drinks, of course. So
Of course.
got
Ooh,
that.
the
The
8
wife
just
will
really
be
loose right there.
driving.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, as long as you're not driving, you know. So here's the big thing here that I want to ask. Because honestly, the reason why I ask is because I am a Chinese kind of person. On Christmas, I'm going to be hitting up my Chinese place. Seeing what they can do for me. Hey, maybe I can get a deal. But yeah, this as we get back to the race here, we have 5 laps to go. Make that 4 as the one crosses the line now. 4 laps to go, and the battle for P2 is still on. The 88 has kind of fallen off the back burner of this battle here, but the 95 is holding strong. The 11 though, kind of staying out of the way here. Very tip of the hat to him. Still in P10. He just needs a little bit more and make sure that he doesn't lose that spot because he can get another top 10 out of this. And to keep that will feel like a win. So that 11 will definitely be celebrating a top 10 here. As, like I said, he was putting in so much practice going into this run. Though we again we cannot talk enough about the one here putting on an absolute dominating performance. Look at that gap. You can't even see where P2 is based on where the one is in this camera shot. P2 hasn't even entered the frame, so the one coming off of the corner here to take 2 to go. Battling with the 24. The 24 again in P11. Still, this is not for position. Um, all of this coming to a head here, perfectly executed, perfectly synchronized, and I'm sure definitely a lot of this stuff will be welcome for the one as he is looking to go back to back here. So while the one is doing that, I don't want to break away from the action here, but the 95 versus the 47. The 47 is putting the pressure on the 95 here for P2. So we're going to be on board with this as the one is going to be just clearing away here our winner as we are, I think, on 1 lap to go, I do believe. Yeah, this is the final lap here. Going on to turn 3, 47 has one more opportunity. Will he get there? The 95 is going to look up high. He's not going to get there. The 95 will get P2 out of this race and will get his first podium of the season with the
There we
47
go.
finishing P3.
So after 2 weeks, when we come back, where will be the next race for us?
After this race, of course, like I said, well, as you said, we have the 2-week break. It will be Canadian Tire, our first road course of the season.
So that means I get to grab some Tim Hortons while we go to Canadian
Mm-hmm.
see our Canadian friends up there.
Oh yeah, going to the Great White North. Actually, we are going to be looking at also, funnily enough, on Tuesday, our Challenger Series is going to Canadian Tire, and they are going to be putting up a performance. Oh, Baseball Kid in the Discord, of course. He has every right to be annoyed. I mean, he was one of the fastest cars, but unfortunately, just forgot to hit double X on the end of stage 2. And sometimes that happens, crap happens like that.
Hmm.
So, Josh, do you have anywhere to be, or do you want to participate in the interviews?
I will. I actually have nowhere to go, brother. I enjoy doing this. I'm glad to be doing it, helping you out. No, I enjoy doing this right here. So let's bring in the top three.
Oh, of course. Well, of course, one of your drivers are actually in the top 3. So I'll tell you what. I'll do Bass, and I'll do our winner, and you can do your driver.
All right, let's start with the third place. Let's get the
Well,
top
hang on.
three in
No,
here.
yeah, I'm about to say we
Oh,
haven't even got them in here yet. Hang on. Oh, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we haven't even gotten them in here yet.
oh yeah,
Uh,
a little fun fact about Phoenix, y'all. It's y'all know that little 1 and 2 right there. It's called Rattlesnake Mountain. It actually does not have rattlesnakes. It used to have rattlesnakes until they cleared it off for spectators. So that's a fun fact about Phoenix International. I should have put that during the race right there, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. So yeah.
oh my God, there they are. Of course, Liv was appearing offline, so I had to go all the way down for that. But yeah, as we wait for our top 3 to get up in here, let's actually take a look at our full race results. kind of just skipping around. Hang on. So yeah, that was actually our race name. I don't know if anyone actually cares about the race name. Huge shout out to Cade for our naming department. He decided to take up the job after I just literally ran out of ideas for like a few weeks straight, where I was just calling it the Phoenix like 100 or something like that. He was just like, "Hey, I'll take that up because ain't spicy enough," and he's been doing the names ever since. So shout out to Cade there. But yeah, as we go on through and wait for everyone to join here, let's go over our full race results here as per tradition. So the one of Xander, of course, a winner, Liv P2, Bass P3. We knew this already. Story Square P4, Cyber P5, Mike G P6, Packers P7, Batview P8, Just Ken P9, Keith P10, P11 will be Baseball Kid, P12 will be Josh Jaguar, P13 will be Deathstorm, P14 will be Joyrides, and then our last place points earners, and this is in order of when they told me they got last place points, will be 15th Sauce, 16th Worst Cod. So I do believe we have everyone up in here right now. So let's start these interviews, shall we? Bassbuck, you got a copy, man?
Present.
So Bass, I know Phoenix has been either kind to you, loves you, or hates you. There is almost no in between, and it seemed to be on the beginning part of this race a very hate relationship. However, things quickly changed. What happened?
Well, that's just typical Phoenix for me. I can't stay tires, and everybody goes longer than me. So I just gotta get lucky without the yellows fall for here. But yeah, but I love racing here. It's a fun track. Yeah, man. Got back in the lead lap and took two, and yeah, held my track position. Went a lot better than I thought it would. But told Xander
Well,
how to move me out of the way. So I mean,
Shut your ass up.
and that's
what
about
do you
it.
think about the race throughout the entire race? Was the track changing, or was it just the car being stubborn in the night?
Uh, well, we all pretty much just go out there and Tokyo drift for 150 laps. That's pretty much what it is, and yeah, that doesn't really change other than that.
That is true. Some Tokyo drift harder and better than others. But you Bass, unfortunately, there in stage one, getting caught a lap down, caught a copious amount of yellows to get yourself back in the lead lap, and then also to get track position there by staying out and being in P2. I think that was actually the decision maker for your race there. Bassbuck, I'm looking at your point situation right now on Saturdays. You are sitting P7 and actually in a very good battle with Liv and Bad For You. You're going to gain some points on Bad For You, but Liv there, who finished in P2, is going to be there right with you. So, Bass, congrats on P3. And speaking of Liv, this is a perfect transition. Congrats, Bass. Let's go over to Christopher Bell for Liv. Josh, you can take this one.
Oh, congratulations on bringing the number 95 to a second place finish. How was that Toyota tonight? Well, I'm proud of you bringing in that. I'm proud of you bringing home that second place finish, but I'll let PVT take over.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when Liv, I'll tell you what, you were looking strong the entire race. Before qualifying ended, it said that you may have gotten pole, and you were very close. You got P2 out of that. Sniped by Cyber in order to get your first pole, but hey, you know what? Still, P2 in the qualifying and then P2 in the race. Was Phoenix circled for you? Because I always known you for a road course guy. Well, I mean, honestly, that's all we can really hope for. We all have our best tracks. For me, honestly, one of my best tracks was the track that you guys were at last week, which was Auto Club. Except for pit road. I suck when getting on the pit road. Was the tire wear an issue for you? Because it looked like you're kind of Tokyo drifting coming off of two there a couple times. Well, there we go. And sometimes that's all that matters. That you just got to keep your foot in it. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. And honestly, it worked for you there, Liv. Got 5 bonus points for leading the lap there. P2 out of all this. And with that, I think your point situation is definitely going to be working out. Probably moving into the top 5. So good stuff there, Liv. Oh, it does that. It's that Toyota body. Yeah.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with the Toyotas now.
Well, there we go. Liv, excellent job, P2, matching your best MRL career finish there. But one spot off of the win here, and we now move on to our winner here of Xander, going 2 in a row here on Saturdays, 3 in a row if we count Mondays. Xander, you got a copy first of all?
Yes, sir.
So we have a. Oh, apparently Liv was not on Always Allow, so I guess no one just heard anything of what he just said. So unfortunate for
Nice.
him. But I usually ask when I missed it. No, again, PBT screwing things up again.
Nice shot,
But
Patton.
I know. But Xander, tell us about your race because stage one was a little touch and go there, but anything else looked to be all in your hands.
Yeah, Phoenix is a fun place. I enjoy coming to Phoenix. The car was as fast as Xfinity Internet. Yeah, it was just really solid. Car was really good in the long run. Kind of took off a little slower, but it was really stable throughout the run, and it was really nice running that middle line in 1 and 2.
I mean, honestly, that middle line 1 and 2 was a very popular line to run there. Going in stage one, you were able to get some good stage points out of all that, mind you, but it was a battle to
Hmm.
get up through the track. Kind of echoing what Josh was asking earlier, how was the racing down there? Was it as tough as you thought it would be, or was it? I mean, what do you think of it?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, starting last, because I missed qualifying. It was tough to make track position up to begin with. I mean, a lot of people, it's 3, 4 wide, and with the dog leg, of course, it always adds a challenge. So it's definitely a track position race. I think we saw that with when Brandon took two in the second stage, and I moved him out of the way, as that's what he thinks I'm doing.
There,
Um,
you just said it.
I didn't, but um,
But you did
he
though.
I definitely didn't though. He definitely went up the track and then I hit him after. But he so yeah, it definitely showed that track position was a big thing, and it didn't really matter about the tires. But just really proud of everyone at the team. I think all 15 of us did really well tonight. What else? Thanks to Monster, thanks to Gear Wrench, thanks to Brandon for actually getting a podium for once. What else do I want to add in? Congrats to Liv up here. He had a great car. Um, Good job for. I want to see Josh in the booth every week. I mean, I love his insight. I think he's a great person to have in the booth. I heard him talking a little bit. I really enjoyed it. Great
Well,
job from you, always, Patton.
I got a question.
Oh yeah.
All right, on the scale of 1 to 10, how bad
Hmm.
was the track? Did it change on you, or was it more like you had that track by the horns? You was riding that for a long time because we seen you doing stuff that I would done in the Cup car, but unfortunately, me blowing an engine, I couldn't do it. But how that
Yeah,
one car feel
that was
on the
nice.
one
It
to
was
scale to one to
nice.
10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it felt like a 10. On a scale of like the track changing, it like probably changed like a 3. I mean, that first stage after getting some adjustments, it definitely changed a little. So, but the car was great. I mean, I was able to go through and race that middle line of 1 and 2, and be able to straddle the seam pretty good, and then be able to have my arcing arc that I like to call it in turn 3 and 4, where you're able to let off and get down right on the apron.
All right, I got another question.
Oh
What's your
yeah.
plans for Christmas for next weekend? Do you live in the Midwest or do you live up? Hold
No, I
on.
knew it. I heard him. I heard you. I heard Josh talking about the Bulldogs. But you know what? I'm from Michigan, and you know what? Go blue, baby. Go blue.
Okay, hold on. We will see y'all. We will see y'all in the national championship game
Go blue.
After y'all destroy TCU. It will be Georgia and Michigan, but I'm not going to go lightly on you when we do
Yes,
play
sir.
y'all.
Yes, sir. Go blue. Go blue.
I am here. I'm here just having fun. I don't watch football, so I'm gonna just be
Come
like,
on, Pat.
yeah,
You're from Michigan. Well, not from.
yeah. I'm
You're
not
from
from
Ohio, but
Michigan.
like you
What
know,
the
you're close
heck are
enough to
you
Michigan.
talking about?
You're not from Michigan. You're from Ohio, but like you're close enough to Michigan, man.
All
Yeah,
right,
well,
he's going to put for them Buckeyes. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yikes.
I don't even know what a Buckeye is. I'm kidding.
Disgusting.
But anyway, we're gonna close on here for tonight. Xander, excellent job on the podium. Not just the podium, but for the win. Live on P2. P3 belongs to Bassbuck. Congratulations to all three of you guys.
Yeah.
And with that, Josh, thank you so much for coming up here, man. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate
he's
being up
great.
in the booth, and I heard someone call my name. What's up?
We're gonna close on out first here, though. With that, have a good night, everyone. See y'all next week.